That.
Okay, so
Coming down between
down here.
the frame and the sign. Now, whenever you get into a broad area, you can lean heavier on the brush and the hairs will spread and allow you to cover more of the paper. Now, what we want to do is just continue to bring that shadowed colour on this side of the wall down to the down to meet the curve.
Okay, so we'll go around here.
No, paint over the
paint over
foliage
the...
is going to be darker than that, so you don't
okay.
need to worry about that.
I'm always too scared to paint over anything in case you go, no, don't paint over that.
In fact, Lata, what I'm going to do is give
me a hand.
Give you a bigger brush.
Oh, give me a... Just me thinking you were giving me a hand.
Oh, it's your painting. We'll just thin this down slightly. So just bring that right down over the foliage.
How do you decide which colours are right for the shading and not for the shading? Because I mean, we've gone from that sort of creamy colour there, now we're in the shade.
Yeah.
But I know it's...
Well, the creamy colour is the white with a bit of sunlight on it. You know, where the light source is coming from that direction, so we must show it as warmer. And as a rule, yellow colours will warm and blue colours will cool.
Right.
So if something's in a shadow, it's going to be cool. So therefore, we just put a little bit of blue in. While you're doing that, I'll mix up the colour for the shutters on the window. The beautiful blue there, it's a bit like cobalt blue. Start from the top left-hand corner, and it's always better to start there because as we move across, we're not going to be putting our hand in wet paint. If we started down here, we'd have to work against that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. There we go. And we just paint that all over the shutters for this first application, and then we can put a bit of texture on that afterwards.
Okay.
So there you go.
Thank you.
But it's very important, Lata, that this area is dry, otherwise that blue will bleed into it.
Right.
The first part of the painting is about blocking in the colours, the basic colours that are there. Then the second application is all about putting on texture.
Right. Okay.
You're enjoying this?
I'm loving this. This is really quite therapeutic, you know. I used to watch people, you know, when you're driving along the country and you'd see them sitting there and you'd think, what are they doing? But this is fantastic.
You see the texture on the window shutters? You have a shadow underneath every little plank. So just with the rigour, and the same mixture again, ultramarine and light red, we just put across there, just to show that there's a shadowed side underneath that planking, and down there as well.
Right.
So if you go, you'll need to use that. It's a very delicate brush to use, so as you can see. Just rest your knuckle on the paper. That's fine. Just pull it down straight. Keep them nice and straight.
This is a wee bit more difficult to do.
It is, yeah. It's a wee bit difficult to get control of that brush.
Yeah.
No, this line underneath.
Here?
Because the top of that plank is going to be in sunlight, so it's the underside.
I see, I see. Do I need to go all the way down here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's those darknesses that are going to give it the 3D look whenever you're looking out the window. And whenever the dark panes go in, of course, it's going to look really effective.
Oh, yeah.
Now, can you see how the shadows have given you that 3D effect on the under guttering and underneath this blue facey board? I'll take that brush from you again, and we're going to put on some of the foliage here in this little bush just below the window. Right. So a mixture of Windsor yellow and Windsor blue. I'm taking the number 5 and just using the side of the brush and dragging it over the rough paper. I want to give some...
Ah, this is a new technique now.
Yes.
Right.
So try that.
Now this is where I'm going to make a mess.
Now you have some foliage there, so just holding it
The side, like this?
and put the flat of the hair against the paper and pull. Long pulls so that it tears the... That's it. Perfect. This is another colour, just with more Windsor blue in the mix.
Right.
And I'm going to set it in like that, look.
Oh, that's lovely.
Try that. Just set it on the underside of the green that you have put on.
Just here?
Yeah, using the point of the brush.
Oh, okay.
That's it. And then that gives you the two-tone effect. And if you look at the leaves there, we have a two-tone of green in the leaves. They have a light green, dark green, shadow on one side, sunlight on the other. Well, you I've brought it on quite a bit now, and the foliage is starting to give a real impact to the foreground. How did you find the foliage yourself?
I actually didn't realise by doing just a few strokes and a few blobs of paint would actually, when they bleed together, they actually do look like a wee bush and wee tree, and it's gorgeous.
You see, there's no way we can paint every leaf, and it's quite a useful technique just to bleed on the light colour first and then feed in those darknesses that you have in the foliage. Move along now to the sign, and this is a mixture of crimson and a little bit of Windsor yellow. Hopefully it'll give us that light red that we have here around the border of the sign.
Okay.
So there you go. I'm going to hand over to you.
Thank you.
Can you reach over that far?
I think so.
Just keep it pretty neat. It's not as intimidating as you thought it was going to be, is it?
No, it's not. When I think about painting and artists and things like that, I imagine them to be wearing berets and big swagging shirts and standing there like that with their little palette, yes, but you're quite nice actually.
Well, thank you very much. Inside that red border there's a very strange colour of blue. It's like a ultramarine blue with a bit of crimson in it, and that's the next thing we're going to be doing. The sign looks really well, and now that you've got the blue of the Piccadilly sign in and that's dry, we can go ahead and put in the red bits. But you see the top half of the sign, it looks as if it's decayed quite a bit, so we have to show that when we're doing the red. So this is a mixture of crimson and a little bit of Windsor yellow, so just bring it across and give a broken edge to that area. Here, I'll give you this brush. And just be careful with the blue line that you don't go over that, otherwise it'll show up. You see, the watercolour is a transparent medium, so any wash you have underneath will show through the secondary wash.
Right.
But it's beginning to come together, isn't it?
It is. It's is that okay?
There's a bit over there as well.
Oh yeah.
Now you see, whenever you take that masking fluid off, you can reveal this white that was underneath.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it's doing. The same thing happened over here with the children. Love it.
Right.
So that is going to take us over now to the roses. So take the masking fluid off the rose heads. Just give it a good...
get over that there. Gosh, it does come out quite easily, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's liquid latex, and that's going to just retain the white for us. So that's the rose heads, and that's crimson and Windsor yellow. So there you go, just put them in like that. You've been dying to do this all along.
I love the roses, they're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous colour.
And it's nothing more than just the shape. If you wanted to put a little bit of darkness onto one side, again, it's quite okay to do that. Now let me just show you how you would put some darkness around there. Just by using the ultramarine and light red to give a dark shadowed side to the petals as well. Well, Lata, there comes a time when you have to say that's enough.
Do we?
Yes.
Can I not keep going on here? I'll get every single one of those slates into this.
The thing is, have you counted them? If you haven't counted them, don't try and put them all in.
All right then, I'll just do this last wee one here, and then that's me.
I'm going to give you a pen, and what I want you to do now is sign it.
Right.
So, down on the bottom right-hand corner.
Okay.
Just about there, yeah. Well, Lata certainly enjoyed creating our first ever painting in watercolours. But for now, we're off to enjoy the magic and mystery of this wonderful antiques village. See you next time on Awash with Colour.